Let's take a live look outside right now on your Thursday morning. This is a look from our Horsetooth Reservoir camera up in Fort Collins. Beautiful start to your day, blue skies, but we are going to be warming up today and into the weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Sam Shocker, and for Drew Carney. We'll get to your morning commute in a minute, but first let's get a check of your Thursday forecast with Katie LaSalle. It's going to be a hot one today, Katie.
Good morning, you guys. Yes, temperatures on the rise here across the state. This morning it's cool in the mountains, mostly clear skies, and temperatures here across the plains were mainly in the 50s. A lot of sunshine out east in Fort Morgan, where we will be seeing the potential for a few late-day thunderstorms isolated in nature, but overall a warmer, drier weather pattern settling in here across the state. This morning we're in the low to mid 50s. Out the door, pretty quiet conditions for the metro area, west into the high country, mostly clear, but we are still dealing with some rain off to our east and moving into central Kansas, some of that heavier precipitation that is causing some areas of patchy fog this morning out across the far eastern plains from Burlington down south. So just be aware of that. That'll burn off here very quickly. So isolated storm activity mainly over the northeastern plains for today. A relatively dry afternoon for a big portion of the state before hotter, drier days. 90s, a stretch of them in the forecast. We'll be looking at a heat wave here across the state. But this morning, it's dropped down to the upper 20s. It's chillier at this morning in Leadville. 50s across mainly the far eastern portions of the state, and a lot of sunshine expected to kick off this Thursday morning. It'll warm up quickly, building clouds, so by the afternoon, right around 3 o'clock, mostly cloudy skies. Could see a gusty thunderstorm or two. I'll break down futurecast momentarily, but what we'll be watching for is over the northeastern corner of Colorado. Could see a storm or two isolated in nature, capable of producing very gusty winds, large hail, the main threat. Not expecting a lot of activity, but taking us into about 1 o'clock near Castle Rock. Could see a brief gusty storm or shower. Not a lot of moisture statewide. And yes, Brianna, we're looking at 90s, our first of the season, set to return by the end of the week and weekend.
90s, it is going to be a hot one. Katie, thank you so much. 6:01 is your time for this Thursday morning. A live look from our morning rush hour traffic along 270 and Vasquez. That's kind of where I'm seeing some stop and go traffic heading into I-25 or I-70. Want to show you what this looks like on our maps and also talk about one crash that's happening along E-470 for anyone heading northbound near Jewel Avenue. This crash just popped up, but I'm not seeing any impacts whatsoever up and down E-470. We also have a water main break. There is a full closure north and southbound lanes for anyone taking Sheridan Boulevard. So just south of 6th Avenue and west of I-25. This is happening right between Florida Avenue and Mexico Avenue. So it's closed due to a water main break. We actually have our photojournalist, Travis. He is out there. He is live on the scene, and you can just see those cones up and down this area. Where we're seeing that water main break, we do have crews there on scene. They hopefully can repair this very, very soon, but you can see that we're also seeing detours, people having to just cut through these neighborhoods for that morning rush hour. Again, Sheridan Boulevard, a very busy intersection, especially along that stretch. So keep in mind, if this is part of your morning drive, that you're going to see a full closure. Now, more people, fewer cars. A new study found that the car-free section of Winecoop Street outside of Union Station drew bigger crowds without creating major traffic problems. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon, she's live in that area. And Courtney, these findings could change one of downtown Denver's busiest destinations.
Yes, that's right, Brianna. So last October, the city shut down the 1700 block here of Winecoop Street just for a week. They wanted to find out what happens when you take cars out of one of Denver's busiest and most visible blocks and focus on pedestrians. So this is what they found out. According to this pilot study that they did, foot traffic on Winecoop increased 24% compared with the week before, and nearly 80% of people surveyed said they supported limiting some vehicle traffic to prioritize people. About 78% said the closure improved the walking, rolling, or transit experience, and more than 90% said they support occasional events on the street. One of the biggest concerns about limiting cars on Winecoop are the traffic impacts. Traffic increased on Wazi during morning rush hour, and ride shares moved to Wewata. But overall, the study found minimal or no traffic flow changes. Jill Locantori with Denver Streets Partnership says these results reinforce the block's potential to be a people-oriented public space.
It's definitely aligned with the city's desire to reactivate downtown, and especially now that the construction on the 16th Street is done, now is the time to really be encouraging people to come down here.
So while this study is giving us some insight, no big changes will be coming from it. The city says that they're going to have a lot more conversations with businesses and community and get their input in order for any future changes to happen. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. The Department of Defense says a Fort Carson soldier died during a training-related incident in Iraq. Sergeant Devin Seibel died Sunday at an airbase in Iraq. The DoD says Seibel's death is under investigation. It happened while American troops were training alongside their British counterparts. A British soldier died in the same incident. In a statement, British leaders called the incident a tragic accident, but did not provide any additional details.
A toddler has died after being rescued from an irrigation ditch near Fort Collins on Tuesday. Poudre Fire says crews responded to reports of a child who fell into the ditch behind some homes on North County Road 19. Fire officials there say a neighbor found the toddler downstream. They began performing CPR before the child was taken to the hospital, where they later died. This is the second child to die after falling into water. A 4-year-old boy died after being pulled from a creek in Boulder County on Tuesday.
An Arvada woman will face charges in connection to the death of her 16-year-old daughter. The girl died back in March, and an autopsy showed her suffering from symptoms of alcohol abuse. And a police review of text messages showed the teen and her mother, Gretchen Ryan, talking about drinking and smoking marijuana together. Ryan is now facing a murder charge. She is due in court later this month.
The U.S. Department of Education is threatening to pull funding from Jeffco Public Schools over its policies on transgender students. The department's Civil Rights Division sent its first warning in March. It gave the district 10 days to receive policies that allowed transgender students to play sports or choose overnight school trip accommodations that match their gender identity. The feds claim those policies have led to dozens of trans students playing on district athletic teams, claiming that the district calls erroneous. The department sent a follow-up letter yesterday warning enforcement will happen in 10 days if the district keeps its policies. The district says state law requires them to accommodate students based on their gender identity. It says the Civil Rights Division abandoned efforts to work with them and is now asking them to come back to the negotiating table.
After some beneficial storms, officials in Douglas County and Castle Rock are lifting fire restrictions. They're also reminding people to stay vigilant as we head into peak wildfire season. The county put these restrictions in place at the end of last year. A $1,000 fine was given to anyone who did any open burning or used fireworks. Officials say they will continue to monitor as we head into summer.
Some local restaurants that rely on farm-to-table produce to keep running could be in danger this summer, all thanks to Mother Nature. No snow this winter means most farmers are having to adjust the crops that they grow. Westward spoke with the owner of Esoterra Culinary Garden, who supplies some of Denver's top restaurants with locally grown produce. The biggest advice they gave: do more with less and make sure to stock up with whatever is available.